Hey guys, so in today's episode, I think we're going to cover starting off some more of the basics really, and a little bit about what sort of heroes you should kind of invest in and try and use at the start. Okay, so the first heroes you get are Jasmine, I think Alexandra, no, Rosalie, that's her name. I don't know who Alexandra is. That's the one, that's why. Okay, yeah. So you get Rosalie, you get Sheik, once you complete the first chapter. And you also get Wolfgang. Now, I personally feel like Wolfgang is literally food, but I can't remember why I've got him. I think it's for a fusion thing. What's it called? Conjure. That's it, conjuring. Tyrone, however, is another story, but you don't get him at the start, so let's not talk about it. So, Jasmine. Late game, you can even use her, and there's a lot of people you fight against late game, and she is a very good unit. You see, if you completely awaken her, her battlefield cover also removes buffs from the target. Yeah, so she is a good unit. So early game, end game, if you want to use her, you can. But Sheik, he kind of he simmers out when you get to probably around about chapter 8. He's not really long term at all. I don't know anyone that uses him in arena after a while. Not really something you should hold on to. And then obviously Rosalie is, again, she's very short term. So starting out, as I said, you get Sheik at the end of chapter 1. You got your different difficulties, obviously, but drop info. So you can see from here, you can get Lena. Not bad. I won't say she's good. Morgana, she is she's very good. She's kind of one of them units where you either have her in your team or you don't, but she is a endgame character, definitely. So you can see in each chapter there's drop rates for rare heroes, so that's like 3 stars. You obviously can get your 2 stars and your 1 stars, but most of them, you're not going to use at all. There are plenty of 3 stars in this game that you can use in the end game. And Tida's not really that great. This is all my opinion as well, so obviously if you think otherwise, you're welcome to it. I've only ever seen one person sort of use war at the end game. Faraga definitely can be used end game. He can be kryptonite to people, and it's because of his magma blood. So if you can get hold of one of these, don't get rid of it, and I'll show you why. Ashley's not a bad unit, but you won't see anyone using her end game. And then 9, Palad I used for quite a while and can be a monster. If you get his dodge rate up, and his health and defense, like, he's just a blocker. Really, really solid tank. Critical hit gives him a shield. As I said, his dodge rate is very strong. We can go further than that, but there we are. So, as I said, Firaga is something you can use endgame. You'll see a lot of people, almost guarantee it. Just as an example, Cedrios is everywhere, especially with, like, this is the second time they've had an event for him, so a lot of people are getting him when this loads. Okay, so it's your team apparently. There you go, he's literally got it as his. Where he has a counter attack, if he counter attacks Firaga, it just destroys him. Anyone who has a counter attack, especially if they've got high crit, which you'll find a lot of people use crit in this game, Firaga is like kryptonite for them. Yeah, so we'll cover sort of setting up a team now. Let's just, it doesn't really matter, we'll just go here. So there you go, this will be what your sort of early game team is. Wouldn't really recommend it. Wolfgang should be the first one to go, followed shortly by her. Again, you can use Bashik for a while, but what you really want to do is get your hands on Morgana. Who's another one? Skarlag can be very good, but then you will need something that does damage. So that's what we're going to have to look into. But anyway, we're going to go into this now. So this is just a sort of example. Turn autoplay off. So, above your team member, and if you hold them, it'll show you what their current effect is. So she's got a speed boost of 30%, and plus her move rate has gone up, which means that in the bottom right here, their turn bar has been filled with that little bit more. So we're going to give her battlefield cover, so again protect ourselves, and we're going to attack one of the enemies. We've seen now we're fast and shield, and it's about getting together a team that can sort of it works well together. And the best place that you will sort of find that you can develop a team is in tower. Now this is what I talk about by when I say Bashik, like he's not really long term. He does get another skill or another passive skill once you fully awaken him, but that is unstoppable skill. Seems good at first, but long term, as I've been saying, he's not really there. But Skarlag, so you can see, restores at most 40% HP for all allies, and that's 40% of their own HP, not his. Not that we need to use it now, but he also has other his moves that have secondary effects as well. And you can see it has a chance to give armor reduction, and his normal one will give attack reduction. So there you go. So again, what you want to do is just get your team as quick as possible. Especially when you're playing against the viewer. Speed is very important in the game. But it isn't everything. Okay, you kind of get the picture. So, that's our team so far. We're going to take Bashiq out for a minute. And we're going to put in Cabo. So this little genie here, quite easy to get hold of, fairly common dropped when you do your silver lamps and stuff. And quite similar to Usul, and yeah, they're both really good units. Cabo I still actually use in all my towers currently, and in some of my teams as well. So it can be used end game, but not necessarily recommended. The team that I'm currently working on, which I think will be pretty strong, is actually a mixture of Harlin, Fee, and where is he? Reyna there. But anyway, I'll explain why later. So I'm going to go back in this time with this team now. Now my Cabo has Protector as one of his gem sets, which is another thing we're going to cover at some point, because the gems you use are very, very important as well. Straight away, shields are up, boost our speed. Aura of Blessing increases our attack and defense. So we've got shields, so we don't need to use her ability right now. So let her attack. Speed Trap can give the debuff slow on the enemy, which obviously reduces their speed, and it just means that you'll be attacking more frequently. Again, I'm not going to bother to fight the boss, not because the team can't beat it, just for saving some time here. So that's your sort of basic team that you should be looking to have at the start. You know, you've got Skarlag, who will be dropping really good heals on your team if you use duplicates of him. So let's look into how you can improve your team. And I'll quickly show you sort of Skarlag. So when it says drop info, you can see Skarlag. You can get him from the mountain range just here. Where you'd get him from is area 3. Well, you can get him from any of the obelisks in mountain range, but in 3 you can see it's got the unit symbol underneath it, which means that that's where you will get the most chance to get him. So what you want to do is the ones where they've got that little obelisk node next to the character are the ones you want to fight. So from here you can get crystal, that'd be nice, silver lamps, you can get Skarlag shards, and I'll show it to you, use them as well. You can get the normal 2 stars that are kicking around, you can also get 1 stars, and that's about it really. So there you go, 25 shards. If you do the adventure on Nightmare, you get 25 shards. On hard you get 20, and on normal you get 10. It's 100 shards if you want to summon him. So Nightmare you'd be doing 4 times, normal 10, and then hard you'd be doing just 5 times. So you can see, if I wanted to summon Skarlag, I'd need another 65 of him. But as you can see, Usul, we've currently got quite a lot of him. So what we're going to do is we're just going to summon a few of him. And I'm going to show you how to now boost their abilities. So let's quickly look at our heroes for a second. In fact, hold on. We'll look at this little one here because he's already completely done. So when you get your hero, you'll see they'll say Flash Missile will be 1, Shackling will be 1, and then Vigorous will also be 1. Level 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 will be a bit grayer. So if you look here, you can see they're grey. On Usul they're already illuminated. That means that he gets those additional benefits of that move within battle. So when we go down to one of the ones we just summoned, see he's grey and he's got 1/1 as mentioned. Now to boost this, if you've got a 3-star character, someone like Harlan here, you go to level up, you can see max level reached. His ain't going nowhere. But if we want to improve him, we'd have to get duplicates of him or of the normal Phoenix potion. The other way, as I've already mentioned, is you can have duplicates, so that's what we're going to do now. If we level up Usul, and you can do it with his cousins, which is Cabo and Assam here as well. So all we're going to do is get Assam, grab a couple of Cabos, Usul, I beg your pardon, and you can see his Dark Assault has jumped up to 3 because we used 2. He's also ready for promotion now as well. So let's find Assam. See, 3. So he gets an extra 10% damage on his main attack. Just like so. Promotion. So the reason I've got an absolute ton of Usuls is because very easy, quick to farm, and if you're trying to get 6 stars, I've personally found it the best way to do it. Additionally, I am what you call a free-to-pay player, so I don't put money into the game. It's not that I wouldn't like to, it's just, I've got other things I need to spend my money on. So first thing we do, we're taking a level 1 who's max level and making him 2-star. Just like so. We're now going to make Assam a 3-star, and by using an Usul, we're going to give him an additional skill up. Could you obviously use the other 2, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, not enough gold. Now, Aura is another thing in this game. So Aura is an additional benefit that your characters will have. So if we go to one of the ones with quite high Aura, so Firaga here, see his skills, you got 7, 7 and 1, and then on the right you got Aura. So each time he increases his Aura, again the levels open up on that. So he's level 9, so each of his teammates get a percentage or share of that 18% plus health in battle. What does that mean? So let's say we're going to fight here. Now it's not Firaga, so what we're going to do is just put Firaga in there, and the top left you can see there's a little symbol just below Desert Center. You press that and you can see each of them get an additional 4.5% health. If we then put Morgana back in the team, they now also get a 3.4 additional crit rate. So that's that. That doesn't matter. And the way you go about that is if you see in promote, once again, so we're going down to the bottom, we're going to go aura. Now, you'll notice straight away that your common and uncommon heroes are now disappeared. The reason is simply because you can't improve their aura. But the way to improve an aura is you have to have an exact duplicate. So no cousins this time. So what does a cousin look like? So here, but if we was to level him up with one of his cousins, you can see skill can go up. But aura is a completely different thing. It has to be an exact match. So that's just sort of leveling up. Now, the way to awaken a hero, because I was throwing around words like fully awakened, is you see the pink stars underneath the character. That means that they are awakened. The yellow ones, or the gold stars, is yet to be awakened. So you can see I need undead crystals and black dragon crystals. By awakening her, I'll get an additional 15% accuracy, as well as her attributes will be increased. So that just means, for example, her HP will go from 7,000 to say 8.5, just as an example. And it's all just constantly making your hero stronger. Now I mentioned before that towers are your best way to sort of formulate teams and sort of really work out what works best. So the team I'll be going in with here now, is it the best one for arena? Well, yeah, absolutely not. But for tower, it works just fine. So the team that I use is actually that team there. Mimi, this little girl panda, she is one of the best units, quite easily. You'll see her in a lot of teams, especially in arena, and it's for that move just there. Morgana then speeds up the team. Everyone's got invincibility, immunity. They've now also got an attack and defense boost. So, pretty good setup there. That's the problem. I forget his name. Yeah, that's the problem with Cosmos. I think that's his name. Is the accuracy. So if you're going to use units that have to, that have to plant bombs, you have to rely on accuracy. So if people have got dodge rates, there's a heavy chance that you're not even going to hit them. But when you do, obviously it causes massive damage. So he's planting bombs and everything else. So I was saying earlier about Tyrone as well, and you can see he's definitely usable endgame because there he is, front line down there. If you was to get in, definitely hold on to him. His Pious Believer passive ability means if you hit him and you don't do well over a certain percentage of his health, he simply just recovers health. He also has a move which actually heals the entire team and also gives him a defense boost. His normal attack can also silence the enemy. So you can see over there, they can't use any of their moves. They just quite simply have to use their basic attack. Silence them again. So look at just some of the buffs that you've got going on the team currently. So see there, immune to almost all debuffs. Armor's increased by 65%. Attack is increased by 50, and the speed is increased by 30. So they're going to get a lot of moves in before he's even able to attack. That was close to 50,000 damage there on that. Had 2 stacks of bombs on her. I'm fully aware my team isn't the fastest at this. There's definitely teams that you can get that will help. Will be faster. You'll find as well a lot of the teams that are faster are ones that are dedicated tower teams. Much like I said before we went into this tower, this isn't the sort of team I'd use if I was in arena. Definitely not at all. I'm probably going to do one specifically on towers anyway, but just to give you a quick rundown. So Amit is kind of like your normal tower really. His 2 minions either side of him, they give him boosts. So he's just got an attack boost from the one on the left, and then the one on the right will give him a boost additionally as well. And his defense he gets given. You can see how my team is working together, healing each other, increasing each other's speed, giving each other attack and defense boosts, keeping the whole team going, because obviously you can have one really good unit, but I promise you in a tower it's not good enough. Skyleg's probably another unit you could use here who does well in tower if you haven't got Tyrone yet. In some cases Skyleg can actually be better than Tyrone. It's just the gem set that I've got set on mine. He's not the best really. He's quite quick. My Skyleg. There you go. So the later and the further you get into Amit, you get there you go, some decent gems there. So that's a speed gem with an attack boost, dodge rate, crit rate, and attack. So it's not a bad gem at all. There we are. That's kind of like the importance of teams. And it doesn't matter what you do. If you go into expedition, for example, which obviously you don't get till later on, arena, guild war is another one. It's all very important that you choose the right team and you build the right characters. But it's quite interesting. Is Volao? He's probably the character I'm most well known for. When I started off, he was actually the first character I made 6-star, and I distinctly remember someone in my guild even saying like, well, that's an interesting choice, in a very sarcastic way, like almost taking the piss. But in arena, when I'm finishing top 20, and a lot of it's down to this guy, I guess the point of what I'm saying is explore characters, because you can make all sorts of different teams. As good as Volao is as easy he is to kill by another unit. Every unit has a weakness, and It's about finding that, but then once that unit has a weakness, build your team around it. That's what I'd say. You know, I've seen Gertrude, for example, rip Volau apart. You know, when we look at her thing, so my Volau is based heavily on armor. If you look at his armor, it's almost 4,000, which you think, well, like, what's going to rip through that defense? And on top of that, he's got like 24,000 or about 25,000 HP. Her though, her leave it to me. Attacks an enemy 2 times, ignores armor. So his armor don't mean nothing. And that would be the same for Arsef there. Like, massive armor, but again, she'll rip through that. So, and then obviously people who are, you know, good or high attack, decent HP, defense, his armor isn't bad, but again, if you was to put him in a one-on-one against Volau, you'd rip him to shreds. So yeah. But anyway, I think that should do for this video. Next I will probably look at gems and the importance of them. Probably look into where to find units now. So I've mentioned silver lamps and you know, pulling cabo and stuff like that from them. You've obviously got gold lamps as well. I've got a couple there, but I like to save them and use them in one. You may have seen at the top of the screen here. So here you go. Pyraga's Mirage Tower, Coles, Wolfgang. So if you used to become friends with Demonicus here, you simply say add friend, friend request sent. Now, if he accepts my request in Tower, where we've got Feral Dragon at the bottom there, you'd underneath it see Mirage Tower, and then if you was to farm that, you can then summon and shard summon specific heroes. So Pyraga was one of the ones that appeared. You can see that's where I've got the shards from for them. So I've only got 20 out of 200, so I'm going to do another 180 before I can get them. But Wolfgang, so you got 122 out of 200. I've already said that, you know, I wouldn't really keep Wolfgang, so why would I farm him? The easy answer is because if you do have Tyrone, feed Wolfgang to Tyrone and increase his Hammer of Justice, Protection of Justice. You can't increase Parts Believer because it's a passive skill. But increasing those two, you can see effective rate. What that means is just this more chance of him silencing someone. And there you go. He does more. He does an extra 20% recovery if that's maxed out. And then he does it 1 round cooldown faster. So that's what you can do with that. Hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching.